got the editor's note in this. Remember, end of a series, the editor sends me names in a little scrap of paper. I'm going to open that little scribbled scrap of paper and start doing the marks. What fun this is. As I always say, I feel like the teacher used to mark me and we were tense like that. So, right, here we go. The list I've got. Kohli, Pujara, Bhuvi, Bumrah, AB, Rabada and NGIDI. So let's start now. Let's end with Virat Kohli. Cheteshwar Pujara, 100 runs at 16.66. If that's all you know about Cheteshwar Pujara in this series and the 2 run-outs, you'll say Pujara 2.5, 3 out of 10. He scored a 50 in that crucial test match win in the first innings. Batted for a long time. Made the difference between 100, 120 and 187. 6 out of 10 for Pujara. He was resolute. He was there all the time. He carried himself and his heart out in the middle, and you reward that as well. He was a very, very good team player. So 6 out of 10 for Pujara. One of my favorites. Bhuvneshwar Kumar, 101 runs in 4 innings, batting at 8 and 9, 10 wickets at 20.3. I'm going to look beyond that. When were India in the series? 12 for 3 in the first test match. When were India clawing their way back into the series with the bat late in the innings in the third test? Bhuvneshwar Kumar did everything right except run onto the field without anyone knowing and say, I'm playing the second test, I don't care what you think. Bhuvneshwar Kumar gets 9 out of 10 and Bhuvneshwar Kumar gets on the team sheet every single time India playing overseas in the next few years. So 9 now. Who am I going next? Jasprit Bumrah, 14 wickets. Made a debut, looked pretty good. A little raw initially, then you saw him grow. There are some players, and Jonty Rhodes was talking about that, there are some players, they just grow. He grew in white ball cricket. Should he play red ball cricket, you pick the person rather than the record. And Jasprit Bumrah just grew and grew and grew. Still at a stage where he produces the odd spell and you think, Bumrah, what are you doing? And then he'll suddenly come and produce some unplayable deliveries. I'm going to go with 8 out of 10 for Jasprit Bumrah in his debut series. To me, he was the find of the tour for India. So Bumrah gets 8. AB de Villiers. If you had asked me to do this at the end of the second test match, AB de Villiers would have got 9.5 out of 10. But then on a spicy pitch, he failed twice. But South Africa won the series 2-1. Who changed the first test? AB de Villiers. Who changed the second test? AB de Villiers did. So AB de Villiers will get 8 out of 10 for 2 series-changing knocks. He didn't get 100. He only got a little more than 200 runs in the games. He only averaged little over 30 actually. How much exactly did he average? 35.16. Strike rate of 62.98 though. He was very positive on very difficult pitches. So we've got to keep all that in mind. AB de Villiers took some fantastic catches. He dropped 1, but we'll let that be. AB de Villiers is 8 out of 10. Kagiso Rabada, 15 wickets at 20.26. He can bat. He goes in at number 3. Sean Pollock was telling me the other day, the openers go out to bat almost by instinct. He might start putting his pads on thinking he's number 3. He's done that role so often as a night watchman. What I liked most about Rabada was that he was the quickest among all the South African bowlers, but the personality shone through. Who was he taking on? He was taking on Virat Kohli, and you could see that passion come through. He's taking wickets at 20-22. He's ranked number 1, 2 in the world for a reason. Kagiso Rabada, already growing very well, grew in this series, and I have very, very little hesitation in giving Kagiso Rabada 9 out of 10 for his performance in this series. Then Lungi NGIDI. He got a debut. Lungi Sani NGIDI, to give him his full name, got a debut in the second test. He picked up 6 wickets. He's not the athlete that Rabada is. And you could already see in the second test that he was just a little short on fitness, maybe a little short on rhythm, maybe. NGIDI got Kohli out with a beauty, but he wasn't the NGIDI in the second test match. So I have a feeling that his road up is a little tougher than Kagiso Rabada's, who's far more fluid, far smoother, and dare I say quicker than NGIDI as well. But he got 6 on debut. So how much am I giving NGIDI? Let me go back into my little notes. Lungi NGIDI. Great second test, disappointing by that standard. Third test, Lungi NGIDI gets 7. Right, that leaves us with Virat Kohli. And there's a reason I'm ending with Virat Kohli, because I'm going to give him points on different fronts. Virat Kohli as a batsman, you'd say, can he get better? Yes, he did. India's only chance while chasing in the first test was when Virat Kohli got that 28. That 153 was a fantastic innings, and at the end of his career, just like Sunil Gavaskar remembers a couple of 50s that he scored, Virat Kohli will remember the 40 and the 50 that he scored in this test match. But I loved his attitude. So as a batsman, Virat Kohli gets 9 out of 10 in my book for this series. As a captain, for the manner in which he led in Johannesburg, 10 out of 10 to Virat Kohli, because nobody thought India will come back and play the way they did. Every time India were up against a tough situation, Virat Kohli wanted to win. As a wartime general, Virat Kohli got 10. But that was not his only captaincy moment. There were team changes that we didn't understand. Suddenly no Rahane, there's no Bhuvneshwar Kumar. So take out Johannesburg, Virat Kohli gets a 7 to 8 as a captain. But in Johannesburg, once all that was done, once he was the warrior, not the thinker, strategist, he got 10. So there you go. Virat Kohli as a batsman, I could not take my eyes off Virat Kohli in this test match. As a captain in the third test. I hope the editor's happy.